Bonjour à tous et bienvenue à ma chaîne Linguistic Center, or in English, hello everyone and welcome to my channel Linguistic Center. Today I will teach you how to pronounce French words. We will learn each letter, nasal sounds, letter combinations, silent letters, and the liaison. Additionally, I will give you all some examples. Allons-y. Let's start with the vowels. A, E, I, O, U, I. Those are pretty similar in English. Then the next consonants are also the same as in English, so B, D, F, K, L, L, M, N, P, S, T, W, Z. Then I got some. Then these ones are they're kind of similar in English, kind of different. So C can harden or soften depending on the next vowel. So like CA makes a ka sound, but CE makes a se sound. So it's the same rules as English. Same with G. H is completely silent, no matter what. It can be aspirated, but that just means it doesn't make any sense. Sound. J sounds like J, not J, J. Q sounds like K, and X sounds like S most of the time. Alright, so the French R is very hard, and it takes a lot of practice. So first you want to just try and place your tongue at the tip of your teeth and the back of your tongue on the roof of your mouth. Then you're going to vibrate your vocal cords while saying the G and get, so R. And then we're going to try these exercises right there. Okay, ready? Ra, re, ri, ro, ru, ru, ran, ran, ron, ran. Ach, ir, och, ur, och, ach, ir, och, ach. We'll do that one more time just to get some practice. So, ra, re, ri, ro, ru, ru, ran, ran, ron, ran. Ach, ir, och, ur, ach, ir, ach, och, ach. Okay. So, and then we also have the ligature OE, with like connected. I didn't put it on the slide, but you've probably seen it before, like an hors d'oeuvre. It's kind of like the U in hurt, but with rounded lips, so Okay. So, if you watched my first video, you know that French has 5 accents. They are acute, grave, circumflex, trema, and cedilla. Alright, so the only one with an acute accent is the E, and that changes the pronunciation from to A. Grave accents, it changes the sound on an E, but otherwise it just distinguishes between same spelled words. So A, not and U. The circumflex can be on all vowels, but it means a long vowel sound, or like in the word hôpital, which means hospital, you drop the extra consonant and replace it with that little circumflex on top. So that's what it means. So like hôpital, hospital, éponge, that's an acute accent, but so A, E, I, O, U, easy. On the trema, also known as diaresis, that's the 2 dots above on E, I, or U. So that means like when 2 vowels that would make the same, like a vowel combination, are next to each other, but you don't want that, you put the trema on the second one. So like canoë is not caneux, it's canoë because there's the 2 dots of E. And then on the cedilla, that's the C with the little like tail on the bottom. That means, so usually before an A or an O, the C makes a K sound, but now it makes a S sound. Okay. In French, there are nasal vowels, like many languages, and they were written with a vowel, then an M or an N. but the N and the M aren't pronounced. So here are the four groups. The first one makes the sound on, so on. So A-N, A-M, E-N, E-M. And then an, which is I-N, I-M, A-I-N, A-I-M, E-I-N, E-I-M, Y-N, Y-M. On, which is O-N and O-M. And un, which is U-N and U-M. So on, un, on, un. Okay. In French, you can encounter combinations of letters, and they can change slightly depending on context, but here are the general sounds. So I'm going to go from left to right, then down. So, j'ai, says, so we can either make the A or the S sound, either of those. And then CH, chien, chien, and there's that nasal, so chien. And this, yeah, and then AU and EAU both make the O sound, which O and bo. U is OU, U. And then GN makes like the N with the tilde on top of it, so nya, so montagne, montagne. And then EU, and then that ligature of OE, then U makes E, so Europe, and UF. OI makes wa, so wa, which means goose. And LL sometimes makes the y sounds, like fille, fille means girl. UI is like a we, so we, more rounded lips than we, which is OUI. But also LL can make a l sound, so like ville, ville. Okay. Silent letters are a very challenging concept, and the more you practice, the more you will get it. If a word ends with a consonant that isn't C, R, F, or L, most of the time it is silent. To remember the non-silent letters, think of the word careful. So the word careful has the four consonants that usually are pronounced at the end of the word. So we got these words. So français means French, lit, bed, vert, green, heureux, happy, temps, time, So is a weird one because in the singular it's uf, where you pronounce the F, but in the plural it's where you don't pronounce the F. Oignon, and that's another weird one because you would think it would be oignon, but the I is also silent for some reason. And doigt, which means fingers. The liaison occurs in French when the word ends with a silent consonant and the second word starts with a vowel sound. The silent letter will therefore be pronounced. So, tall, this is not all the time, it's just some of the time. So, if I was saying tall tree, it would not be grand arbre, it would be grand arbre, because there's a silent D at the end. Or not un enfant, it's un enfant. Or les amis, no, it's les amis. Or mes idées, or ils ont. Okay. Now, we're just going to look at some examples from easy pronunciation to medium pronunciation to hard pronunciation. So, tu as quel âge, which means how old are you? So, only the S and A is silent and the E and âge. So that's pretty explanatory. So, tu as quel âge? And then a bit trickier one is cette sauce de pâte est trop épaisse. So, again, so TE at the end of set, E at the end of sauce, ES at pâte, ST at A, trop, the P, and that AI in épaisse should be a red. It is not silent. And then also AU and sauce is another combination. So, cette sauce de pâte est trop épaisse. Okay, so that means this pasta sauce is too thick. Then the next one, which means us, we want to become teachers today. So, nous voulons devenir enseignants aujourd'hui. Okay. So nous, which means us or we. So the OU is a combination of ou, and then S is silent. Voulons, OU is a combination. ON is a nasal on, and then S is silent. Devenir is just to become, no silent letters or anything. And enseignant, which means like teachers, like formally. So nasal. Saignant, so saignant. EI is a combo. GN is also a combo. AN is a nasal. And then the T, so the S is silent, but it's also part of the liaison with the T to the A. So, ta, enseignant d'aujourd'hui. But the AU is also a combo. So that's like a really big jumbled one. So it's just pronounced do. So, enseignant d'aujourd'hui. And then OU is another combo. And H is silent, like it always is. And V, which is the ending. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Au revoir.